1920 market.
All day.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cause and Effect podcast.
Yep. This the entrance to my life. This the way I live my life. Real niggas on the side. If you switch, you a lot. I don't really got a lot. Thank God I didn't die in that car crash. Yeah, do 125. Do 125. Thank God I didn't die. Yeah. Thank God I didn't die. Thank God I didn't die. Yeah. This the way I live my life. This the way I live my life. Yeah. Real niggas on the side. If you switch, you a lot. Yeah. I don't really got a lot. I don't really got a lot.
What up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of the Cause and Effect podcast. I am your host, Chico.
I am your co-host, Fernando.
And this is episode number 13.
Yeah.
And it's Friday.
So you want to say that?
You know, it's a lucky episode. This shit gonna be like 1,000 views. If we ain't already hit 1,000 views before we release it.
You sound like Wisin and Yandel. 100,000 copias obligado.
Dead ass.
Before that shit even came out, like.
We just speak shit into existence, you know. That's it. It was good, bro.
Everything's good, man. Here we go.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
Because I'm going to definitely do it
Okay.
again.
All right.
What's so good
We're
about
gonna
it, bro?
have to.
We had this conversation before, folks. And I said, yo, it was good. Like, what's going on? And he says, I'm good. Yeah, you see that bit of silence? That's exactly what he does.
Cricket.
So
I need a soundboard on this side.
We're going to try it again. How you been, man? What's good?
Everything's good.
What's so
It's
good
a
about
good
it?
week.
Why was it a good
It's
week?
warm out.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
I ate good. So everything is good. All right, now what's up with you?
Nope.
Fucking asshole.
I'm good, man. I'm excited. I'm happy. I've been working. I've been plotting, and I'm back to my normal shit, man. Just getting back on my personal development.
Been trading
Been what?
Patterson for Connecticut.
Nah. I'm just, I'm trying to see how the white people think.
There's mad Dominicans in Connecticut for some reason.
Well,
There's a lot of Dominicans over there.
Well, it depends what area you go to. There's so many different
Yeah,
towns.
we
and
everywhere.
different, spots and shit out there. There's a spot out there called Waterbury, and it's the equivalent of Patterson over there. And obviously, I'm not going to act like Patterson is like, a sweet little town. It's rough out there. And and I noticed it because I was looking for apartments, and I was just like looking around, checking the neighborhoods out there. And that's just sad. $750 for a studio apartment above a bodega and a liquor store. I was like, get the fuck out of here. On a corner, sketchy as hell. I was like, nope. You know damn well that shit is that cheap, not just because of the area. I mean, the town.
You probably ain't gonna be able to sleep till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Man, you probably won't be able to sleep there, period. Like, you get robbed going into the apartment.
This nigga. Is it that bad?
Bro, I'm going to show you a picture later. It looked sketchy as hell. I just literally was like, nah, I'm not leaving where I'm at to go back to where I'm at. That shit made no sense. I was like, nope, not happening. But other than that, man, I like the warm. I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, I'm excited because it's warm outside.
I like the warm. I just can't deal when it's like exhausting. Like when it's
But
like
that's what I mean, like-
105.
But that's what I mean. Like, people be like, oh, it's hot outside, but they be in the house, like, with the AC on blast. They're like, is it better out? Like, the sun go down? Like, what the fuck you want? Why'd you want the warm weather,
I
then?
just like it to be warm, man. Like I like you
Go
see
out
how
there,
you
get
see how
your-
you see how today
Get
was.
your musky self out there.
You see how it was today? Like it wasn't like extremely hot. Like it was just warm out. Like I don't like it when it hits over 100 or like 95 and shit. Like I can't deal with that.
Oh, you can't live in Florida then.
I definitely can't live in Florida.
Well,
But it's different, man. Like I don't know, like that shit. Like
I was
the
walking
shit,
out
the
there.
shit here is like you're used to wearing all these clothes.
yeah.
Then you have to get used to not wearing all that clothes. So it's like you kind of like have a lot of like
Well, I'm
long
not a big fan
pants
of
and
shorts.
shit.
I'm not a big fan of shorts. So
I'm
I
not a
don't have
big fan of
problem with
walking
that.
around with chancletas and shit either, but
I don't do that either.
I
So
don't
I
do
don't
it.
get
I
that.
don't. I don't do it either. But that's why I get hotter than usual.
No, local basketball shorts and tank tops. That's all you need.
The Adidas flip flops with the long ass socks.
That's gonna be my DR attire. I'm going to DR and
Every
I'm
every
going
Patterson, every hood nigga,
bro.
every
I'm
hood
going
nigga
with
outfit.
basketball shorts and white tees. No me joda, my nigga.
Adidas
I
flip
wanna
flops
look like
with
a
the
regular
with
ass
the
dude
long
out
ass with the long ass Nike socks.
I want no attention. I haven't been out there in a while. I'm unfamiliar to what's going on.
Talking about that,
Yup.
you talking about that. I see people that go to DR and they always say, "Oh, like, I see how you dress here. Don't dress like that if you're gonna go to DR. Like, don't, once you go to DR, like they see you, they're gonna see you with that clothes. But I see people wearing more expensive shit over there, like Gucci shit and like real like designer shit. And them niggas, nothing happens to them niggas. They go over there and come back just fine.
The difference is they know the area.
All right. So
It's like-
obviously you're not
it's
gonna
like-
go out with you're not gonna go out by yourself. You're gonna go out with somebody that know the area.
Yeah, but the problem is that you become a target just because you don't know the area. And even some people, not everybody has the luxury that they know somebody out there that they can trust. Like there's some dudes that go from over here out there and get set up by their own dudes that were supposedly their dudes.
Oh yeah, I heard of a story of somebody that was getting picked up at the airport by by 3 of the guys that he know, and they were setting him up.
Bro, like
Like
there's
he knows
girl-
the dude, and they were setting
You
him
know
up.
what's crazy? That girls are known for doing that even more out there. Now, like there was a case that I was following. It happened in DR. Some dude from out here went out there, I'm just a short story of it. He was making money out there, a lot, and he got a girl pregnant out there. She's pregnant with his baby. I don't know if she still has the baby, because she hadn't given birth, and she set him up with some other dudes. One of them being like his people, and they shot up his whole car and killed him over some jewelry he had in the crib and other things that that was of value. But the whole story behind that is people were saying that she probably thought that he wasn't gonna marry her or take her to to Nueva York. And she was like, all right, I gotta get mine before he run off with some other chick. You know what I'm saying? Like shit is not easy out there. So even not only DR but third world countries, like period. Like you go somewhere
Shit
you
ain't
haven't
easy
been
anywhere.
Yeah. But like let's see. I was in Connecticut for a week, came down here, and me and Rafi was walking down 2 blocks from my house, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, yo, we about to get mugged. We like it just when you've had that feeling where you're just like, yo, this is not cool. I don't know if you ever felt that, like you're just walking, you just be like, like I like uneasy, like you just can't stop looking over your shoulder, and I hate that feeling. So when I'm in DR, you have like when you go to DR and you go other places other than resorts, you have that feeling sometimes because there's a lot of people looking at you, especially if you're a flashy person. A lot of people looking at you, and sometimes you're just so into yourself that you don't notice that people are watching you. And then when you get set up, then you're like, yo, shit was out of nowhere. No, it was plain sight. You just didn't catch on. So that's why, I tend to just blend in, bro.
I don't know, man.
I'm not
that
really
shit. Like,
white.
I like to be me, man.
I'm not light-skinned as far as like where people look at me and be like, "Es americano." Shit.
Nigga, you definitely look like an Americano.
Bro, relax.
It's all over your face. Like,
Pause.
come on.
Cricket. So yeah, man.
Look at me. I need a tan.
Bro. So what's good, bro? How you been? I'm not about to comment on your skin and shit. Like, I'm not looking at you that.
We're about to make this a skin podcast.
Oye, ahora. So I mean, there's a lot of.
You forgot to tell the people we're recording in in front of a live studio today.
Oh no, we got a live audience. That's what you meant, right? We have a live audience.
Well, we have one live audience.
Bro, you don't gotta say how many. Like his voice can count to 20, bro. Like shit. And it's 2 because Javi's in the building.
Yeah,
we're at Javi's crib,
She's
and
doing her own thing.
and Ralphie's here.
Shout out to
If
Javi
anybody's-
for
if
allowing us
anybody-
to do the podcast. Anybody that wants to do a podcast and knows they have a spot, just hit up Javi.
No, we're not doing that. So, if you remember who Ralphie
I was
is,
just kidding,
he
by
was
the
a
way.
guest on the podcast alongside Lenny on one of the episodes that Fernando couldn't make it.
Yeah, the episode that they spoke 2 hours about J. Cole.
Yeah, man, and you was mad because we wasn't talking
I
about.
wasn't mad. It's
who-
just,
you
2
just-
hours about J. Cole. Like,
It was amazing podcast, bro.
that's exaggerated.
You know, that's when you know you got some content to speak about somebody, because if it's that long, like we talked about. Pause. We talked about Osuna for like 20 minutes. You could just say 2 or 3 things about him, how big he is, and this and the third, and then that's it. Pause.
You were blocking me the whole time I was talking, so I just gave it up.
Okay.
All right.
We'll go with that. So
Okay.
yeah, man, it's getting hot out. It's nice. The weather's nice. You have a lot of prom pictures, a lot of activity going on already. You ever go to prom, bro?
What kind of question is that?
Did
Of
you go to
course,
prom?
yeah.
What do you mean? What kind of question? I could tell you so many people that didn't go to their proms.
Well, they missed out.
Shit. Yeah.
They definitely missed out. I
Eh.
had fun.
Okay. Did you go by yourself?
No.
Why you look at me like
That
that's
shit is-
not? Yo, I hate when people you ask a question that can be so like possible. Yeah, you could go by yourself to prom, my G.
Well, me, my nigga, no. That wouldn't happen. So, yeah,
Who'd
I
you
didn't
go
go.
with?
Well, I go with my girlfriend now.
Okay, so that's why you can have a good memory
Well,
about prom. There's
would-
some
if
people
I
that
would-
look at prom back
if
and they're
I
like,
wasn't with
"Man,
her
the fuck
then-
I go with this person to prom?"
If I
B?"
wasn't with her, I would have gone with somebody else anyways. But I was gonna go regardless.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting. Now. This is where we start the conversation.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna ask her who you would have gone with.
No, I don't have nobody in mind, so there's
Okay.
no answer I can give you.
I'm not.
I'm just
expecting
saying
that.
if she wasn't in the picture then, I would have asked somebody else. So yo, this guy.
Yo, but this is the thing. The reason why I said that some people are like whatever with prom after it happens is because sometimes they go with some people that they're just like, I don't know.
No, I
I'm going with
mean,
this person.
I'm not saying that I would have liked to go with someone else. You know, it was perfect. You know, I couldn't gone with somebody better. But what
Oh,
I'm
you
saying,
slick.
no, I'm not slick. I'm not slick. I'm not slick. I'm just correcting it because now you putting it into another perspective. Like I'm talking about. This guy. I'm talking about if I wasn't with her,
I know what you're
I
saying.
would have never walked in there by myself.
I
mean,
know
that's
what
just
you're
would've
saying.
just- I don't know.
what you're saying. My
Okay,
point
so
of
stop
the whole
flipping it.
conversation, I'm not flipping anything. All I'm saying is
Okay.
that there's some people that feel like they could have just either gone by themselves or picked somebody else to go to prom with. You know, there's some
Well-
people that rather not even go to prom, even being in a relationship with the person they're with, just in case they're not together. So all those prom pictures don't have to get taken down.
I don't even know what my prom pictures are.
Oh, see?
You lose all that shit. Like,
Well,
you move on, my nigga.
I threw my shit out.
Damn. Damn. I want to hear this story. This shit sound more interesting than mine.
I just look.
All right.
I
Go,
just threw
little,
them shits out.
go, little Toddy.
What do you mean? Daddy, that's crazy. Listen, bro. Don't disrespect me like that.
It's all right. It's all right. The
No, it's
old
not.
chica was a little Toddy, guys.
Yo,
The old chica was a little Toddy.
yo. You listen, bro. You can't even say that because that's so inaccurate.
You hear this thing? This thing got, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You
but
got,
we're not. It's not about me,
wow.
bro. It's about the people going to prom.
Oh, okay. Now it's not about you.
Um,
You just made it about me a few minutes ago. Now it's not about you.
Yeah, because you said something that was interesting. You said
And now you said something that was interesting, so now we're
I
on
throw
you.
away the prom pictures. Well,
Okay.
That's exactly what I mean.
Why did you do that?
See, because it doesn't make sense to have. All right.
All right.
I've got to people's cribs, right?
Uh-huh.
Where they have prom pictures, and they're not with the person they took those pictures with, and you just hear them say like I just have it up there because I spent my money on that shit. And I'm
All
like,
right.
I don't want that. I didn't want that. I didn't want to have a prom picture that I'm gonna just be looking at like, why the fuck am I looking at this? You know what I mean? Like it was cool times back then. I had fun, but some of the people I hung out with that prom, we don't even speak. Not even on good terms. Some of those people I don't even have a relationship with, you know, after, you know, I have more relationship with the people that the following year after my prom and the year before and after, basically. Like I have poor, you know, relationship with the people in my year, you know, so it was just like, all right, man, fuck that shit.
I mean, but you had a good time. So I mean,
Yeah,
having
so,
a picture,
I
a picture
don't
of the
need a
prom
picture
is
to
just
remember that.
But I'm just saying,
No, I'm just saying I don't need
having
a
a
picture. To remember that.
picture shouldn't make you regret. It should just be like, damn,
I didn't regret it.
I had a good time.
I didn't regret it. I just looked at it like I don't need to keep. I'm not a hoarder. I don't gotta hold on to this shit. I don't gotta hold on to this shit. I mean, I got pictures floating around on Dropbox somewhere of those days. If I want to print it out and look at it, I'll do it. But I don't need a physical copy of that shit.
I think my only regret was. Do I even have a regret? Well,
Yo,
my
do you
only regret was I wish I had my hair looking better.
You know what? The only thing I hate.
I had the fucking.
I wish I was. My Instagram was more like I was more into the shit. Like I knew how to like manipulate the pictures. Like you know how people taking dope pictures. Like
But
you gotta give it up to people out here.
It was in different times.
Exactly,
though.
but
like,
look at the dresses that girls are going to prom with. Like I didn't even know that shit was accepted in going to prom.
what? What kind of dresses?
What do you mean? What kind of dresses?
What kind of dresses you talking about?
Bro, like the skin showing, crazy, like you know what I mean? Like there's some elegant prom dresses, but there's some girls that be like, "El diablo," like what you
But you know-
wearing? And
you
you're
know-
like, what? And fucking, you're a senior? Whoa.
I don't know, but it's like
Were we like what age are we when we were
you
seniors?
be seeing some seniors.
17, 18,
you be seeing
right?
some seniors that look like older.
Like that's what I mean. And then they wear
So
like these like J-Lo type of like prom dresses because now you gotta look at the game. Back like if you compare prom dresses back in the day to like in our I'm not even gonna use back in the day, like in our year of being in school, completely different. It's and then obviously people are going more all out and trying to be more creative for Instagram. I saw one that really just pissed me off. Tell me I seen.
Why it pissed you off? You wish you would wear
it?
it?
Pissed me off because it was so stupid to me.
Oh.
Like she wanted to show that she bodied the prom dress, so she showed up in a fucking casket. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. She pulled up in a casket, bro. I was like
they carried her out.
they carried her out in a casket. I bodied it. That's like I was like, no, you fucking
Nah, get the fuck
didn't.
out of here.
I promise you can find that picture. I'm so serious. I saw that picture. I said, yo, if this is real, like at the moment when I'm looking at it, I'm like, if this is a real prom picture, you got me.
We're gonna
Yo,
have to,
people are
we're gonna
wildin'
have to
IG.
post that on our IG.
Mind you, this is how I knew it was real, because the people taking the picture were smiling. If you was really dead, they would not be smiling unless you were really hated. So the girl
Nobody
was
happy.
like, somebody said something in the comments that had me crying. And I'm not going to remember it. This shit was a couple weeks back or so. But somebody said something about her makeup looking like she really was dead. I was crying.
Her face was white.
No, it was just like they were just dissing her makeup. Like it was like, yeah, you could definitely see that she definitely played the role, something like that with her makeup. And I was rolling because that's what I thought. I looked at her and said, yo, did people really like taking picture of this dead body? And then I saw that it was a prom picture.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
no way. So what did she do at the end? Like, did she just like do like the Undertaker and just like rise up? Like I thought about all that shit. I was like, did she just rise up like the Undertaker, look at everybody like, yeah, nigga, I'm alive? I don't know, but people go
Yeah,
extreme.
my prom was lit. Hold on, Javi,
What did you do? What did
Javi,
you do
did
for
you
your
go?
prom?
Did you go with us to prom? Javi?
Yeah, I went prom.
But
So
did
what-
you
what
go?
did you do?
Did you go in the limo with us and everything?
I
So y'all did the typical limo.
That what? Oh, okay.
You did the typical limo.
Well, it was like a
What-
group. It was
what
like a
did you-
group. It was like a group of 20.
Where did you go? Times
What?
Square. Tell me you went to Times Square. You went to Times Square.
Well, I didn't go. The driver took us there.
What'd y'all do? Y'all got out?
Well, first of all, we got dropped off at the prom. We had the whole prom experience, blah, blah, blah. We got out, and then we went to McDonald's.
Oh,
and
my
then,
God.
No. Not only McDonald's. McDonald's, hold on.
Oh. In Times Square?
In Broadway. Right here.
Yo.
We
Oh, y'all went to this
right
one?
here. We blocked the whole drive-through and shit with the limo.
Wow. Okay, so that mine wasn't that bad. So, this
and
is
then
how
after
crazy
that,
this is gonna be.
then after that, we ate our ass all the way to Times Square, and then we just
Pause.
hopped. We just hopped.
I'm sorry, but
All right, we ate our
y'all catch-
McDonald's all the way to Times Square,
we ate our ass.
and then and then
Y'all niggas was eating the grocery. Y'all was eating the grocery before Janae Aiko said it.
I mean, shit was lit in there, so I mean, anything could have happened in there. I can't remember.
God.
But yeah, we went to Times Square, then we walked. It was fucking freezing, and yeah, we just literally walked around like a few blocks
Oh,
and
it was
came back in the
cold, too.
limo.
That was whack. So, you know what's crazy? That is gonna be how similar mine was. I didn't go in the limo. I got.
But you know what it
dropped
is? Sorry to cut you off. But you know, like, go to Times Square before. Yo, get the boss on, man. There's kids listening to this.
Oh, okay.
You know that going to Times Square, going to Times Square before was like, yo, like that was like the big thing. Like we didn't like New York wasn't like, it was. I don't know. Like it was like a huge thing to go to New York before. Like
Because we were just like, we were just getting out.
exactly. So like going to Times Square after prom was actually like a little cool.
Okay, so let me just.
Then.
My experience was I went to prom, right? I got dropped off. Then we were just like, yo, what we doing? And nobody knew. And then my boy, he goes, I got a limo that's like, it was only me and boy. We're like, yo, you just came with your boy by yourself in a limo? Like him and some other. I'm like, fuck you mean? Like you could.
They came in a big ass limo, two guys, and a
Son,
big ass
it
limo.
was like 2 or 3 of them because like the original party I think that they had, they didn't put the money up, so they were like, y'all not riding with us if y'all didn't put the money up, and they just took off in the limo, and whatever the case is, we ended up in there and we packed it out. It's like we just told people like, yo, you want to come? You want to come? It's $30. We said the price and everybody was like, hey, I'm in. We got in there, right, and we're like, yo, let's get some liquor. We got some liquor.
Oh yeah, we got liquor too.
It was
Forgot
raining.
about that.
It was a rainy day. We were going to Six Flags the next day after, so we really didn't have nothing to do. You know, a lot of people just went to Seaside and what's the other spot? Wildwood. So I went to we got in and we were just like wilding out, we bugging out in there. You know, we excited. I'm like, yo, I'm in a fucking limo. Ah! I'm bugging out, and then we ended up in Times Square. On a rainy day. Guess where we stopped at before we went to Times Square?
McDonald's.
In motherfucking
Where else?
Times Square, whatever that.
Oh, the one in Times Square?
Yeah, the one over there. We ain't come.
Well, at
we
least I
ain't-
stopped at a better one.
Yeah, we went to a dope one. This shit had 2 floors, and I'm over here
Yeah.
like.
The ones
alright.
over there have 2 floors.
And
yeah.
mind you, we're like some young ass kids dressed up fly as hell, and then the girls are ordering, and we're like, we got this. Like we balling. You know, we got some McDonald's here.
Balling at McDonald's. Okay.
Balling at McDonald's in Times Square. We wanted to get more liquor. We turned up. They're not selling liquor at that time over there, so we had to get beer. I was upset about that shit. It was some nasty ass beer too. It was like some.
They were not selling liquor.
Yeah, they were not selling hard liquor at it was like midnight already. At that time, some they had like some time restriction on hard liquor. It was just beer or wine.
Okay.
So we got some beer, and then what happens? We went around and went home.
Yo, I think the hardest
shit was so corny.
the hardest part with the limo, my nigga, was like going back after you've been up all day, you dealing with everything. You know,
Going back, what do
Like,
you mean?
like going back home in the limo, like when you gotta wait for the limo driver to drop everybody off, like.
Oh, nah. We got dropped at one spot.
No, this guy luckily he dropped us off.
None of
home.
us had cars, so we were just like, all right, where we getting picked up at?
Well,
this spot?
that's why he dropped us off home. But that's the shit. Like we was tired, we was beat, it was late, and it was just dropping off. Like it was just going one by one, one by one, one by one. I'm like, oh my god, there was like 20 of us in the limo.
I wonder what's the new thing for like those people going to prom? Like, what is it? Just pictures on IG? Because I haven't seen nobody partying. Like I see the pictures and that's it.
I don't know.
I'll tell you this much: I had more fun in other people's prom than mine.
I mean,
and not the actual party, like where we went up. I went to Seaside. Like a funny story. It's a funny. It's not so. I must sound like a dick. Okay, so.
Always sound like a dick.
I must sound like a.
You're gonna sound like you. It's all right. Go ahead.
Fuck that. So I wanted to go to Seaside for. I think it was a tech prom.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. I couldn't go because at that time I was in a relationship. That person couldn't go. I wanted to go. Mind you, I wanted to go with some people that she didn't feel I should be around. So, me being Chico, at that time, I said, how the fuck can I make it a Seaside without her knowing that I'm in Seaside? It was Seaside or Wildwood, one of the two. I think it was Seaside. And so I just made up the thing that I'm going to Philly to my cousin's house. Mind you,
guy.
I don't remember what phone I had, but you couldn't trace my location. Like, it was strictly about somebody calling you or catching you on a video that the person will find out or not picking up her phone call. So I was like, all right, I'm just not answering my phone. And I'll figure it out later on. And I don't know what I was thinking because one of the people in the car was like somebody that was cool with her. So it was just like a total risk.
Some
of
young
like,
shit
like I don't like I just gotta go. So we ended up going to Seaside. Not 1 minute me pulling up to the hotel we were staying at. I get a phone call, and yeah, it went so bad. And I was just
picked it up
after like the 10th call. Hell yeah, because I started getting like crazy texts, and I was like, okay, I gotta pick up because. You know, I'm not going to say what, but it was wild, period. So I was like, okay. And I still denied it. I was like, yo, I'm in Philly. Mind you,
was playing the fifth the whole time.
Somebody already said it like, yo.
I plead the fifth.
Somebody said it like, yo, he's in Seaside. I don't know who ratted me out. Like, fake-ass people are just like, well. But, yeah,
well, people don't want to get. Some people don't want to get in the middle.
You know what
if they would have asked me, I would have been like, "Yeah, he right here." I would have gave you the phone, like.
Yo. Listen, I'm surprised that didn't happen because the girl that was the girl that was cool with her was like, "I'm not saying shit." And I'm like, "You the real one." No, she was with my boy.
Oh.
And they were together at the time. So, me and. I forget who me and another dude we were sharing the bed. Pause. Just because I know niggas is gonna try to look at me crazy. We was like, yo, we just gonna crash here, and my boy and her were in their own shit. So we was cool, man. Like it was just bad from the rip because there was a whole bunch of shit. Like we had another girl in the car with us that wasn't supposed to be coming with us. And some wild shit popped off with her and the people that she wasn't supposed to, she wasn't allowed to go there. So some wild shit popped off there too. So I was just like, yo, there's a lot of people just not giving a fuck and just going. So I didn't feel that bad. I was like, all right, so I'm not the only one. And I made the best out of it. We ended up having to switch hotels too because the ones we was at had bed bugs.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like I'm telling you, man, we was and I was supposed to only be there for 2 days, and we just got so into the hype of everything that was going on out there, because we was going to different hotel parties and just bugging out, that we ended up staying an extra night, and that was a whole different story. Like that was just even worse. But that, yeah, I mean, I was gonna speak more in depth on it, but
There
it's
was
not,
something.
It's not.
I remember
it's not
something
that
crazy
relevant.
happening too. There was a story, something you told me. Like I don't know, like.
What? Like, you don't have to say everything if it sounds crazy.
No, I'm trying to remember
About
what it
prom?
was. No, you being over there in Seaside, something that happened to you at Seaside, but I
I
can't
got
remember
maced.
right now.
I got maced out there. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember.
Why you got maced?
Huh? So there was a dude that we were walking with that a fight was about to break out, and the cops was telling everybody to leave, and the dude just said no to them, and them niggas literally walked up to him and sprayed him in his face. And I'm talking about like the jumbo big maces, like, and I'm talking about from like inches
That's
of
fucked
a
up.
distance.
Not
Yeah,
supposed
like,
to be that close.
Yo, it was super close, bro. All I heard was the scream saying, the dude was like, I can't say. Like, he was screaming.
I know how that feels.
And everybody hit the dip because as soon as the spray went off, we all started coughing. And I was just like, like a bench away from him.
Mm-hmm.
So we got hit with that too. And I remember a group of us dragging the dude and getting milk thrown on him from the Dunkin' Donuts that was on the strip. And they didn't want to give us milk. We one of the dudes literally threatened one of them to fight him because they didn't want to give any milk. Like,
No, we don't got no milk over here.
no, not that somebody. And we're like, yo, we need that. He's gonna die. Like, I'm like, yo, he gonna die.
No,
It
man,
looked like he was gonna
dude,
die,
yo,
son. I was
I
like,
ain't gonna
yo.
lie. That shit happened to me, and the night before the Dominican parade, how it used to,
Oh,
how
it
how
used to
Market
be
Street,
lit.
how Market Street used to get.
I don't know
So
if I would
was
enjoy
at.
that to like
No, it's
nowadays,
different.
but
It's
before
different
it was
now.
lit.
It's lit. Yeah, it was lit. Yeah. So I'm there. I'm standing in the fucking middle. Like I'm standing on the sidewalk because we're looking at.
Get maced.
No, dude, we was all chilling there.
Just being there is asking to
So,
get maced.
We've been chilling there for a minute already. People, everybody's passing, doing burnouts and with the music and this and that.
Yeah.
Everybody going around the block. You know how it is going up and down.
Just asking for it.
So like the cop he just rolled up. Like he's not making no noise. He's not beeping no horn. He just rolled up, and out of nowhere, his elbows like this, right? His elbows there. I see him coming, so I was like, oh shit. So whatever. Like we wasn't doing nothing. So I had a beer.
We
and
wasn't doing nothing.
we wasn't doing nothing. We were just there chilling. I had a beer. I put it down. And the second I got up from putting the beer, that I look up, all I saw was his arm stick out like that. Shh.
Isn't that
right
like
on my face.
loitering or something like that, which I was doing?
What do you mean?
Y'all was causing traffic.
That was
Disturbing
my
the
people.
peace.
That was people driving by. That had nothing to do with us. The fuck?
They were driving by to show off the yacht.
Yo, that shit was so crazy, bro. Like
Now I
that
look back
shit
at it, I was
was
like, yo, we were just
bad.
looking to get like
Yo,
in trouble.
they had to throw a whole gallon of milk in my eyes, and it still took me a minute. Like I was carried by my girl, my sister-in-law,
Yeah.
all the way to like a house all the way in like maybe like 4 or 5 blocks from there.
Yeah.
'Cause I couldn't see shit,
That's how it gets.
and then it was just burning. That shit was bad.
I mean, what else? Prom? You don't have any. You didn't go to
Well,
any
I
other
mean,
body.
prom,
Any
no,
other
I didn't.
prom
I didn't
other
go.
than yours?
I just went to that prom, but
didn't
yo, I
prom hop?
I had a good time. Man. Like I danced a lot. I ate a lot.
You
I
danced
remember.
bachata?
I remember having some good food. They had everything, bro.
They even
had
had
everything.
reggaeton. They didn't want to play reggaeton.
Yeah, they had
Nothing
everything.
where you could like. You
I don't know-
grind
I
up
don't
on a
know if
girl.
they had-
didn't play no music that you can grind on something.
I
was
don't.
like,
I don't remember
what
if they
kind of
had.
shit is this?
I don't remember if they had reggaeton, but I know they had everything. They had bachata. They had like merengue and shit. They had
Oh,
English music.
This was the
We slow dance. They had all that shit.
one of the dopest part of the fucking my prom was where we was all like in the mid. We were all dancing and we're kind of like bored at this point because we can't, dance up on the girls, and we looked to a corner, a dark ass corner. It wasn't that dark, but it was like away from the crowd, and we see a bunch of movement going on. We're like, what's going on over there? And son,
Oh my
the
god.
Jamaicans were getting it in
Yeah?
on that, bro. they
Deron
were-
was in there.
Nah, I don't remember seeing Deron there, but they were going ham, bro. They were dancing their ass off, and I was like, oh, now we going over there, and you just see slowly one by one, cause we're like, yo, we can't make it obvious. So I tapped one of my boys and said, yo, let's go over there, and surely like they had like a little fort where it looked like a fort where you could barely see what was going on because they were like behind the tables and shit.
What the fuck?
But the way it was set up, it was funny as hell. And you just see like girls, like, you know, Jamaicans, like giving it their all. I was like, oh, this is the lit part right here. And we just started dancing with them. And that was like what made the night finish at prom the best. Just because we felt like, we did some sneaky shit. Like, we got it done. Everybody had a bunch of like drugs on them, so you could smell it a mile away. Like everybody, it was like, yo, how did the teachers look at? Like, you could tell the teachers looking at you weird, but they can't. I don't know if they could just come up and run up on your pocket, just pockets or check you or something.
No,
but
I don't think they could do
they
that.
were like looking at you weird and shit. So yeah, man, that was our prom. So shout out to all those, you know, experiencing prom for the first time, for the fifth time.
Yeah, there was some kid. There was some kid I saw yesterday. He was in the corner. I guess he was waiting for his ride or somebody to come pick him up. Yo, but he looked like he was like worried about getting stood up, cause it's like he's just standing there with his suit on, with the flower in his hand, like in the little container,
Imagine.
and then his phone. And he just kept like checking his phone and shit. I'm like, man, that would suck,
like,
dude.
I chose to go with someone else.
That would suck.
I pull up to that prom.
Yeah.
we gonna really dance in that prom.
Oh
Now I
my
mean
God.
in a good way.
Yeah, well now shit is getting crazy. Like, for example, like I was just getting my little cousin some clothes and trying to get him some clothes for him to wear. And I'm asking him, you know, like, yo, you know, did you ask somebody out, you know, to prom? Because obviously, you know, you kind of like match with the girl and shit a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're like, nah, you can't. We're not allowed to ask anybody to go with us or anybody out to the prom, period. And we're not even supposed to touch each other or be close to each other.
Well, first of all, I never heard that.
Well, that's
Where's
new.
that?
Hold on, that's new because of some shit that happened in the school.
Why have a prom?
I have no idea. Maybe to not ruin it for them.
How is that not ruining it?
I don't know.
You're gonna be like boys on one side, girls on the other side, looking at each other like.
That's what I was saying. So I'm like, yo, so they're gonna separate you guys? Like, they're not even gonna let you guys get close? I don't know. But they made it clear that for anybody not to ask any girl out.
Well, maybe because, you know, have you seen the way people asking each other to prom now on IG?
It was something that happened a few months ago where there was like a case between a kid and some girl, and like he touched her inappropriately, and she like got mad, and like a fight broke out and shit like that.
Man, that's
so it was like a big deal. Like, it even came out on Facebook, but it's like
so Facebook solidifies.
yeah. So it was like a big deal because of that.
It went viral.
So yeah, it went viral. So yeah, just now because of that they can't do that. But I'm like, oh, that shit makes no sense. Like,
man, I just seen people being asked to prom, and they've been like mad creative how they do it. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah,
it.
they starting to do that now.
They do like dances, and then they just pull out the sign, and then the girl just says no. Like,
The girl just says no.
no, you didn't see that.
Oh, that shit was hot. No.
This dude came up.
Next.
This dude came up with like some shit written on his chest, and the yes or no was on each rib, and she dead ass didn't even hesitate to. She was like, nope.
Oh.
Like, she walked up and said nope and walked away. I was like, oh.
Yo, girls. Yo, I don't know, but girls are more cruel now.
Now.
I don't remember that shit being like that in high school before.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Papi Chambu had girls fighting for him in high school.
Diablo, tampoco así.
Also, you just like, you hyped it up.
I mean, I had.
Go ahead.
Right, Rafi?
Go ahead. Talk your shit.
There was a lot of drama in high school with me, right?
Rafi's like, yeah.
There was a lot of drama in my freshman years and shit. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
And that was the thought.
Dudes were dude. Like, I wasn't fucking around with a whole bunch of girls. Dude was just mad that girls wanted my attention. Like, and I was a freshman. Like, niggas is seniors and shit.
Okay.
Fighting a freshman because of the girls that are after him. That should make no sense. But I was dealing with it.
You was doing something.
I wasn't doing anything. I was just fly with my mesquines and shit.
Yo, Miss
My fresh
Skeens.
icy whites and
I
shit.
can't believe you brung up Miss Skeens.
My nigga,
Bro.
that was the shit.
You know the shit I went to
Mesquines
get
with
one?
with the Pepe pants, the academic pants.
I was able to buy a Mesquite just like before they went out of style. Like literally just before they went out of style. And
Yo,
thank
I
God I was in DR because I wore it out there and I was just like the shit. Because out here it was just kind of like getting old and played out.
I had like 7 or 8 shirts.
And they all counted for like 2 each because they were like twice your size.
Yeah. So I had like 7 or 8 shirts. And yo, like give it out to like I give it up to my mom's like for real like because them shits were expensive. And
How much
now
was
that
a
she's
Mesquite? Like $150 or something?
No, my nigga, they were like fucking $90. They were like $90.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
$100.
Mine's
I
was
remember I
like,
had a long sleeve that was like $120, my nigga. That's a. My mother was like, that's not even a sneaker. Like the Air Forces were cheaper than that.
yeah. It was wild.
And I mean, but
it was fly. You know, you took a picture with a Mesquite. You had your MySpace
Yo, I have-
background lit
Yeah.
with some music in the back.
my
like,
one time my MySpace background was
A
a
Mesquite.
picture of my Mesquite shirt. I remember I had my favorite one. Well, not my favorite one, but one of the best ones I had was like a long sleeve one.
Yo.
It had a glow in the dark. Hold on, it had a glow in the dark paint. So when I went to the parties with it, like you see me against the
Oh, 'cause
wall, you
everybody
see
had-
the paint.
Everybody had the
loaded and
black,
shit.
the blue light, the
The
black
blue
light.
light, yeah, that was the thing. Like every house had that shit.
Yeah, because it was kind of like, you know what's funny? It
Tú ibas
kinda
pa' allá- tú
exposed
ibas pa'
you.
un party a
It ex-
perrear.
No, but it exposed a lot of dudes because you wear a white tee with that black light. You know what that shit did. Any stains you had on you, bro, that shit came out clearly on your shirt.
but dudes being stupid. They used to wear a lot of white tees.
Yeah, bro. Every day you go to the bodega to get one fresh
Of course,
white tee.
you had to.
So I don't even think
What was the brand?
Let me see.
What was the brand?
what
Oh,
City Lab.
City Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think people even. I don't. Well, some of the people that might listen to this won't even know what the hell a Mesquite shirt is. It's like, what? They're probably googling that shit. Like,
Nah, I think they still making shit though.
I've never seen
Yeah, I
any
seen.
brand
I
that
seen
has
some
an
new
M
shit.
like that.
Google it.
Nope.
That-
Not about to do
they
that right
made.
now.
They came up with some new shit not so long ago, but nobody's rocking that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you see anybody rocking Pepe jeans? Shit.
Yeah, I still got one. It's still mint.
But you know what's
It's probably
crazy?
like the last one I
you
got.
you can't get surprised what will come back in style. Like
Yeah.
nowadays, everybody wants to be different, so you never know what can come
I
up.
mean,
Nigga, a lot of people rocking do rags. I mean, there was a time where you were looked as corny if you wore a do rag. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember one
never
time
wore one,
I was
so-
wearing one. They were like, "The fuck you doing wearing that?" So maybe I was just around the crowd that just wanted to.
I never wore one.
Pick on me
in
or
the
some
times that I did, the times that I did, I wore it at home like to sleep and shit. Like
Exactly, people wore it in the crib.
I didn't
They weren't-
really.
Now people like really just out here walking around with do rags
I didn't have a low haircut for
and
that
different
long.
color ones, the silky ones with the designer designs and all that. You know, there's some that have like Louis
So
Vuitton.
never saw those.
Bro, you're barely.
Saw
on
them in the
Instagram.
music videos, but never saw anybody with them.
I've seen them.
I never saw anybody with
And
them. I just there
There's
was
some
just
people
the,
that have
the
like
black
the
ones.
Goyard logo type, not logo but design on the do rag. So yeah, man. All that good stuff. Like I said, shout out to all those experiencing prom. Don't get pregnant.
Fuck it.
Okay. Shit. That was one thing that I was like, nope, not me. Not I. A lot of gender reveals. Would you do a gender reveal?
I don't know, man. Like it's too much. It's that, and then the baby shower after that. Like that's just too much.
I mean, I'm just asking. You're saying it's too much, but would you do one?
I don't know.
I don't think you have a choice.
I mean, it's
If-
cool.
If your girl says we're having a gender reveal, you're like, all right. Now I gotta think about what the fuck we doing.
But you know what? You know what's funny? It's like you invited a group of people to that,
Yeah.
and then you have to invite the same group of people again to a baby shower.
Yeah.
So it's like
And then the wedding.
a few months later.
If the wedding happens,
And-
then the wedding too. If it ain't happened before.
So it's like, yo, like, how much am I spending? How much am I investing in you? What gifts?
Well, the gender reveal doesn't like require a hall and all those expensive. Like, there's a lot of people that
I'm
are
talking
like,
about people showing up with gifts. Like they gotta show up with
no,
gifts
for
to
the
all of
gender
them.
reveal, I believe is
No,
like
they gotta
just
bring diapers.
diapers. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
still,
bring them
like,
damn diapers, man. Like, we need them shits. Diapers expensive. So I mean, nah, I just asked that because I've been seeing a lot of different gender reveals
it's been a
and
lot
a lot of
them.
different proposals.
They've
like
been getting, they've been getting really creative with them.
a little too
What
creative.
well, one of the guys that worked with us, what he did, they showed me the video. He works in the office, so like like I work for a small company, so like he went out with my boss. He went out a few times with our boss to golf, cause that's what he likes to do.
Yeah.
So he went out a few times. He was doing it already before, so now like he got good at it. So what they did is like they had like a ball, like a golf ball, and it was just plain
Okay, I
plain
seen
white.
that.
So
Yeah.
when he hit it, it just blew up.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
seen
it
that
was-
with the baseball.
It was really really
the
dope.
bat. I seen that.
I seen it
with
with
the
I never seen it with the
basketball.
baseball. That might make a mess.
I think I saw one with a soccer ball too.
Never seen none of
Yeah,
that.
like I'm telling you, there's so many different type of like ways in there. I've seen a lot of fails, like a lot of
Yeah, I
fails,
haven't seen
bro.
one yet.
That's why I bring it up because it just pops up so much, and I don't know if it's just the people I follow that a lot of them, are either celebrating someone they know or themselves and all that, and then it just pops up on my feed, and then some you see them on World Star and a bunch of different IG blogs and shit like that. So I was just like, yo, I mean, I don't know if I would want a gender reveal, and if we did, it would be like some fire shit. Like,
How would you want to do it?
that's the thing. I don't know, cause I just seen so many that I just at this point, what's original? And then some people look ridiculous of how original they want to be, that they go like to a corny place where it's like I don't want to be that person. So I don't know.
How the fuck we went from prom to like?
Yo, a lot of people from prom are gonna be doing gender reveals after.
Oh my god.
He's gonna leave prom and go into gender reveals right after.
Right after. Hell no, they're gonna go to fucking Walgreens, nigga.
Get Plan Bs.
They probably Walgreens and CVS is restocking right now.
They
Like
don't know what Plan Bs are.
they know, nigga. They know. They know way more than we did back then.
Yo,
Shit.
hey, just use protection, man. Condoms are cheaper. So so what's good, man? You listen to Jake, not J Cole, Drake and Pusha T. I mean, we were listening to a little bit here. Do you listen enough to know or have a perspective other than just saying Drake?
No, you guys were talking, so they didn't really get to listen much, but you know more, so go ahead.
No. I mean, do you know? I mean, do you follow? Do you listen to Pusha T? Have you listened to his album at least that just
No,
came out?
it just came out.
Okay. You see, that's
I listened to the old one.
Okay.
I like.
Do you
I
like
that
his
shit.
music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
From
always
what
have.
you heard, from what the bit you heard, and the Drake song.
I can't give you I barely heard it, so I can't give you. Rafi can. Obviously.
I don't want to talk to Rafi
Yeah.
about that shit.
Rafi, come here.
we gonna have a fucking
Come here, Rafi.
a whole hour just talking about why either or sounded like they took
Alright, so
more
go
shots.
ahead, give your opinion.
Shit, my opinion is straight. Drake's was cool, and I don't know what it is that if either I choose to look at certain things that just are overlooked, or I just choose to go against the grain and against the favorite. You know what I mean? Like, I look at I've been listening. Okay, I know why.
I think you choose to go against the favorite.
That's one thing, but the one other thing is that I've been listening to everything come from where it's like just stirring up, where you start hearing rumbles of Pusha T and Drake getting at it, but it was before Pusha T and Drake. It was really Pusha T and Lil Wayne. Like, that's where it came from. And it was because Pusha T was talking about Baby and how he's screwing his artist. You know what I mean? And everybody at that time was like, yo, you're wildin'. You're bugging out. What are you talking about? You know, that's Baby. You know, that's Young Money. And then when Lil Wayne started talking, when Tyga started talking with Rick Ross, did a song about it, everybody's like, yo, for real, fuck baby's wildin', yo, free Lil Wayne, this and the third, and Pusha T's like, I've been saying this shit, and now y'all niggas is like, oh, okay. So that happening, I'm listening to all the songs, and I'm listening like to his quality of how.
So you heard the whole album already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I listened to it the whole ride from Connecticut. Amazing. I think it's just so like put together, and a lot of people. And I was listening to the interview where he was talking about how he was uneasy about it only being 7 songs. I think it was good enough because I think of how much music is available today. I think you want people to want more from you, and that's a good way of just saying like, here, this is just 7 songs. Because I literally, when the album was done, I was like, there's no more. Like, I wanted to listen to another song. And I was like, and I kept listening to the songs and catching different little dope metaphors and how he was painting a different picture in each song. But, a lot of people would just say, oh, he's just talking about coke and selling white, But it's just the art of putting words together and just talking about
basically that
things.
was his life, so he communicates in that way.
And just the intellectual part of putting rhymes together. I listened to Drug Dealer Anonymous with him and Jay-Z, and that shit was like, I was like, yo, who's like the bars.
He has a song with Jay-Z in it?
Yeah, no, not on the album. This is an old song.
Okay.
Called Drug Dealers Anonymous, and I'm just bringing that up because both of them have a similar style. And what I mean by that is by playing bars with like, drug dealing and stuff like that, just talking about the streets and having like little code words. And I don't know, I just found it mad like dope. So
who he got on the album?
Rick Ross is the only person I remember on the album. I know he has Kanye. And
Yeah.
and we can get into it. I did not like anything that fucking Kanye said at any part of the album. Like, my stand with Kanye is still the same.
He only had one song?
I didn't
Don't tell
even
me he was in
bro, I
more
blocked
than one
it out
song.
so fast. Like, I blocked it out so fast about Kanye. I think it was just like one song called "What Would Meek Do," when they're talking about like jail system and all that, and what would Meek do if in a situation they're like using him. It was a dope song, but Kanye at the end like ruined it for me because I still like there's some people like that still have like this thing where they're like, yo, but I see where he's coming from. And my thing is just that it's not what he's saying it's just what he's doing is just like, you're trolling. Like, you're becoming one of those dudes that's just like 6ix9ine, and we talked about it last time. So I was upset, that I heard him on the album because it kind of went against what my Kanye rant, and I'm like, fuck, like I'm feeding into this fucking Kanye dude and whatever he's doing. But he produced the whole album, bro. And Kanye, like I said, I'm not taking his artistry away. His beats and the samples were
He did his album?
He did the whole album from Pusha T, Nas, Tiana, whatever her name is. I don't know who the artist is, but I've heard her being mentioned on the albums coming out, all lined up. Kid Cudi's and Kanye's album. Like, he did like 8 albums, bro. All of them. All dropping, and maybe 8 is a lot, but you get the point. Like, he did a slew of different albums to be dropped all around the same time. Like, so I get why it was 7 songs as well. Pusha T said, shit, like he's working on 35 songs, 40 songs worth, from different people. I mean, I don't think he can do 12 beats, So I think it was perfect. I liked his diss. I like the picture. I just like the wordplay, And I'm not saying that Drake's wasn't good. Like, Drake is Drake. You don't gotta really edify Drake. Drake has his lane. But when it came to it, I just felt like I was listening to a dope record. Like, I don't know. I just felt like I was listening to a regular Drake record, and that he's known to do, like dope beat, flowy, witty bars. Huh? Yeah. I like Pusha T's just because of the rappy feel. Like I just felt like it was a gritty song. I just felt like I like that style. When you're battling somebody, I like feeling that just that gritty, like I don't know how to explain it. It's just that hard bars.
You want that aggressive. You want those punchlines to come.
Yeah, like
you want some.
I feel like
yeah.
And this is the thing. I feel like he went.
I mean,
in that route because that's his style. But on top of that,
can't be fake.
I like analyzing music, right? I like trying to figure out what he's referring to. So when I feel like there's a lot of bars that are going over people's heads, I like listening to it and seeing, all right, what is he referring to in this shit? Because I feel like rap bars, right? Rap battles are like a bunch of references to shit that's happened in our life and that I know about you. But I'm not just saying it directly. Like I'm not just saying that specific. Like I'm using these words that you know what I'm talking about. Somebody else has to kind of like do their research to figure out what you're talking about. I like that. So when I hear certain rap songs that I'm like, yo, what is he referring to this? And I start looking shit up, and I'm like, yo, there was this incident that happened at this bar, this and the third. It was rumored that this and the third happened. I was like, oh, this nigga's smart. You know what I mean? Like, when I listened to Joe Budden's diss to Drake, it was like, you got to listen to Joe Budden talking about Drake back in the day of how they used to chill and smoke hookah together and all these things. So he talks about these smart little remarks about hookah and sculpting his body and all these other things. I'm just like, a lot of people don't know that. So they're just saying Joe Budden's just rapping. You know what I mean? Drake is catching your attention because he's witty, but he's also using general shit that you can just, I can quote that shit. You know what I mean? Talk about snakes and this and that. You know what I mean? Like, it's that comparison where I'm looking at it like, yo.
That's the whole body. That's like great body of work, man.
But that's what I mean. It's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good song. But when it comes down to the dissing and the battling, that's what I said. I like that style of making people understand making people get more into it because they want to know where this shit is surfacing from. Like, where's this coming from? Why are these niggas beefing? Because a lot of people would just go, okay,
so
it's
like
album.
You
No,
like
it's not freestyle.
Freestyles.
No,
I mean,
these-
freestyles is head on, like just talking.
No, that's not
you know, back
freestyle
and forth.
because we're
That
talking.
is not freestyle, but I'm saying that's what you like though.
No, that's
what you're
not.
more into.
No, I like really, really analyzed bars where you're like, I'm going to say something, but you just don't know what I'm referring to because you don't know what's going on between me and you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to know the public whatever it's, the public knows already, but whatever you and I know, only you and I know. It's kind of like when Meek Mill said to Drake that somebody peed on him. Everybody was like, what the fuck? Who, what, when? And then T.I., it was one of T.I.'s boys that peed on Drake. And nobody knows the story behind that, so it makes people be like, yo, what happened there? And then you had a lot of T.I. interviews where they're asking him, and he's just like, I can't comment on that. You know what I mean? And that makes you realize that he's not lying, because T.I.'s not the one to be like, yo, that's bullshit. Like, he's not the one that's like condone lying. Like, he's the one that be straightforward, and that made me laugh. I was like, yo, like just that little bar made me laugh because I'm like, I can't. It brings like this whole thing of like who that person is when you realize these stories, and you're just like, yo, what? So that's what I find fun in it. So when I don't find something where it's like, okay, yeah, nigga, you're talking about that he really didn't sell drugs. Everybody says that to any rapper that talks about drugs. Look, think about it.
Same thing that it's the same thing Pusha T is doing. Like, you didn't write your own raps. Everybody says that already.
Okay,
that,
so
what Pusha T is using in this line is already played out. I feel like I get what you're saying, but the delivery, man, and Drake is a genius when it comes to his delivery and his attention grabbing. His music, his diss tracks make it to the club. I look at it.
But that's what I mean.
I look at it from like, okay, this guy is throwing some great jams in him. He's actually talking to the guy like, listen, this is that. You talk like you saw like heavy coke and this is the third.
But and this is my problem. Like, where you listen to.
I feel like Drake is using that to his advantage also. He's
yes.
not just gonna. He's just not gonna make a diss song just like he did the one for Meek Mills. That shit was everywhere.
It was perfect
everywhere.
timing. People gotta understand that when he does, like for example, when he got caught up, he's gotten dissed by other rappers that are that are fucking great. But what happened? They caught him unexpectedly, and they at that moment they weren't relevant enough. And I mean relevant enough because they weren't really putting music out. You know what I mean? And there's some artists that dissed them, and they had their real beef. Like they had their real beef. So my thing is this, right? Like when I remember Jay-Z said something in a song where it sounded like a diss to Drake, and he did one back. That shit, I loved it because both of them did a great job, and even if they did or not, they did a great job of keeping it like a Cold War. You know, like the Cold War of America, whatever, where nobody died or whatever. It was just like like it was like something so in between them two that nobody really made a big deal out of it because nobody really officially said this is towards this nigga. It was just assumptions because of the references in the raps. So what I mean by Pusha T's, and we're gonna go mad long talking about this because. So I'm not. We could talk about it next podcast just because we know that more diss songs are coming. But other than the verses, like other than the bar about Quentin Miller, right? He talks about like puppets and certain things. Like I know for a fact that that not only the ghostwriting thing that he said was really that tick Drake off. Like I'm gonna come at you again. If you think about it, it's a good battle. It's a good battle because both of them have good wordplay, and it's gonna be entertaining because one is a real hard MC, the other one is a real good entertainer. And I'm not gonna give Drake the whole he's a great MC because there's certain things that just I disqualify in him as a strict rapper, you know, like straight lyrical, whatever, you know, top 10 lyrical geniuses, whatever. So I feel like, you know, he's great with delivery. He has a good team. And that's my take on it, man. We'll see what more happens after this. You know, hey, let's see. He can. And I'm not gonna say he can Meek Mill him because I'm not defending Meek Mill's situation because he fucked up by not replying right away. But I also understand where he came from when he actually, you know, opened up on what happened in the back and behind the scenes or whatever. So he lost that battle, but he on top. You feel me? He on top now. So it could either help Pusha T's career, but it's another thing. Pusha T is like I look at him as like a Fabulous.
Yep.
He just doesn't need. I don't think he needs that stamp. Yep. He doesn't need that stamp of I'm a big star. You know what I mean? And that's my take. That's just me on how he carries himself with his music. It's like this nigga's not looking for that. You know what I mean? That he has his own lane and his own thing that he caters to. And I think that that's another thing that people really like mess up when they're trying to compare careers. Everybody took different turns, you know what I mean? Like there's people that do their own, that stay, you know, mid-level underground. There's some people that don't break away from that because they can't, or some people that just like where they're at with that and they reach a long crowd and have a great career. It's just not at that level where they're like superstars, you know, and that's it is what it is. You know, it's just like basketball players. It's not everybody gets to them LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant level, but they get recognized because of their own lane. So let's see what happens out of that. I'm just excited to see. I love seeing shit like that in hip hop. I love rap beef. I love the culture of rap beef just because. No, it's not that, bro. I feel like it's a sport, and when people are acting all friendly and shit, I feel like y'all niggas are boring. Like y'all really not that cool. You know, like I like seeing the competitive side where people like really like I'm number one. Nah, I'm number one. Like I get mad as hell when J. Cole doesn't like respond back to certain shit. I be like, come on, bro. Like, you could just tear some shit up right now. Like, go ahead, do it. And it is like when the whole Kendrick Lamar thing came out, where he was like, he mentioned all these rappers that he was cool with and said, and everybody was like, oh, the control shit. I was like, yo, watch when J. Cole drop. And he did a couple little verses throwing, shots at that. But I was mad that he didn't really like go in and drop some shit like, yeah, you know what I mean? And that I get excited when I hear like rap beef. So we could talk about this for hours, which we're not though.
I heard somebody compare J. Cole kind of wanted to be like Kendrick Lamar on his album.
No, I don't think so. There's no. I don't even think you can compare that.
It was kind of like the same storytelling way, like.
And Damn, no, because in Damn, Kendrick Lamar's is talking about like a whole bunch of different shit. Like J. Cole was talking about like.
I haven't heard the whole thing on both of
listen
them.
to both albums.
I haven't heard the whole thing on both of them. I didn't see that, but the person kept arguing with me that
they're just they
I
probably
feel like
didn't.
J. Cole is kind of being like Kendrick.
Nah, that's impossible. But they both have great storytelling gifts, and hey, it's not a diss to say that you sound like Kendrick Lamar, and it's not a diss to say you sound like J. Cole, in my perspective. So
Gotcha.
that's it with music. There's a lot of more music coming out. We didn't even talk about A$AP Rocky, but everybody was joking like ripping A$AP. They were like, "Yo, Drake,"
Why?
because they were like, A$AP just dropped an album and he's not gonna be talked about because of the Drake and Pusha T beef. Like
Word.
it was like, and I'm talking about mad memes on Twitter, bro.
Oh,
Like
shit.
Twitter is brutal.
That's gonna get him up because
Like he
That's
was number 3 being talked about, and it was when you hit the number 3 like mentions, it's all about how he's not getting nobody's listening to his shit.
well, they're
I'm
still gonna get.
So A$AP Rocky dropped. Oh, there's a J. Cole and Lil Pump interview. I didn't see the whole thing, but I found that shit to be dope. And a twist of events, like the whole thing that J. Cole did, where he in the album he mentioned like Pump. It was like everybody was saying it was a Pump diss, the last song, 1985. But it was because in Lil Pump's concert, they used to always do like fuck J. Cole. Like it was like this thing where people were like coming off of saying like fuck J. Cole in concerts. And that's the reason why everything was going on, where like people were like, oh, J. Cole's dissing the new generation. Oh, the new generation says fuck J. Cole, whatever. So Lil Pump, I saw in the interview, Lil Pump tried to FaceTime Drake. I keep mentioning this motherfucker. J. Cole.
He just gets it on your head.
Huh?
That's what he does.
I'm not. Look, J. Cole was being FaceTimed by him, and he was like, I'm not picking it up. Like, this dude's I'm gonna pick up. He's gonna screenshot it, post it up. I'm gonna be, as my album just dropped, I'm not having it. So the point was, I guess Lil Pump was trying to get in touch with him, and they ended up seeing each other in the Rolling Loud concert, and they just started communicating. And then he said he realized that Lil Pump was smarter than he thought, for the age that he is, and he's just not out here just saying shit. I guess he just calculated in how he trolls, like a lot of other people do. So yeah, they did an interview, man. I haven't seen the whole thing, so I can't comment upon everything because I want to get the whole grasp of what the purpose of it at the end was and everything like that. But they talked about like their upbringings, like what motivated J. Cole to do music, and it was Tupac's death. Lil Pump just started rapping a year ago, and he's at where he's at. So it's crazy how two different, like J. Cole was like a little kid and grew up and had to like go through everything, and then Lil Pump just started rapping, like kind of like Fetty Wap. He had a friend that rapped, so he was around the person, and he just started rapping with his boy, and it popped off. That's it. So
some people don't know they got it.
I heard, I see that. I saw some comments on there. People were talking about it was a good interview, so I'm gonna check it out, and we could talk about it, discuss it next week's podcast, if anything.
Right.
So I think we covered everything, man. We talked about a bunch of shit.
Yeah, man, we good. I'm tired.
He's like, I'm
It's
tired.
late.
We
It's
talking.
late. It's real late.
What time is it? Like 12 o'clock now, right?
It's 12 o'clock.
12 a.m. Yo.
Let's
All right, go ahead.
go ahead.
Nah, I'm good.
If it's for Chico guys, we can do like this will become the Titanic of podcasts.
What do you mean?
We'll keep-
Titanic?
yeah, like Titanic
like-
was like 4 hours long.
Oh, that's great, man. We could definitely have a lot of content.
Nah, it'd be
Split it
good.
up. We can make a part 2. Drop some shit next week. Continues what we talking about today.
Did you have to say anything? I was just gonna jump to the note to
Nah,
self
man. I just been feeding my mind with some shit like books. I remember why, it was so important to me to read books. It's just your level of conversation just is different. I feel like your brain is just pumping a bunch of different information, and you have something to kind of back up, your perspective on things and certain things that you believe in or look at a certain way. So, I'm just encouraging people to read more, even if it's 2 pages a day, 10 pages a day. I'm still reading this book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. I love the book because it made me, reignite certain things that I had planned to do. I listen to other podcasts, I love listening to content. I'll recommend this, to anybody, and I know that it's gonna benefit people in some way. Andy Frisella's podcast is great. Anybody that just wants to listen to some real raw, like not motivational, but just straight shit that can like give you some, like it could just kick your ass a little bit and just get you up your ass and stop pitying yourself and all that. It's not no sweet talk and everything's gonna be all right, you can do it. It's just straight up, just do it, motherfucker. Like that attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Frisella's the podcast, MFCEO podcast is dope. Our podcast is pretty cool, So
I'm about to say
it's
like
pretty cool, man. You could share this with some people, share with your peoples, and
nah, man, listen
show
to
some
it.
love. And listen to it.
Just listen to it. Don't worry about the other people. You listen to it.
And follow our Instagrams, man. We want more interaction with people. So if you follow us already, don't be scared of DMing us. Don't be hesitant to
Yeah, definitely.
state your opinion upon anything you hear on this podcast, because we're open to it. We actually enjoy that. We had our first hater. You saw that comment that somebody left on there on IG.
No.
Yo,
What?
it was
When
like
was
this
this?
fake ass page. It
When
had
was
one
this?
follower. You look at our pictures, like the last 3 that I posted.
Okay.
No, the video, the one where we're like promoting the podcast. It was like, I think it was the one where me and Rafi and Lenny did the episode.
All right.
Some dude with a fake page. It had, I think it was like that little soldier from the insurance company. Like, I don't know if you ever seen it, like whatever.
The general.
The general. It looked like that.
All right.
But
Well, he said.
he just said some shit like, nobody want to listen to your garbage. It was some shit like that. And I was like, I added him. I was like, fan love. Appreciate it. And he ain't coming back. So I wanted him to come back because I wanted to keep going. But I was like, all right. So, when hate comes, you're doing something good. So that was cool. If you're gonna, post some hateful shit, do it. We respond to that too. We want all the smoke. And yeah, today's podcast was brought to you by Adidas.
What?
Yo, you didn't know? We got the bag, bro. Yeah, you guys are definitely on there. We got the bag. You got
We both wear. We dead ass both wearing everything
I just
Adidas.
noticed that. Everything.
We're rocking everything.
All Adidas,
Almost
you already
everything.
know.
Almost everything.
Shout out to Adidas for giving us the bag.
Motherfuckers better throw some shit.
Yeah, we getting paid.
I
to
want
talk.
some more. I want some more of these kicks. I'll take some free ones.
What are they called? Go ahead, give them a little payola.
Diablo, se me olvidó el nombre.
Oh nah, we just lost the bag.
Yeah.
Abort mission. Yo, so
Lo de la mallita. They look like they got the Brugal mallita on top of it.
Yo,
Different
for real.
colors.
They dope. They dope.
I love these shit.
Definitely gonna wear them.
All right,
buy a pair.
too much for the Adidas.
That's it.
All right, so Note to Self Monday.
Do it, man.
Let's hit him with it. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful.
How did I know? How did I know when you started it with that shit that it was that?
Dude, life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. It's some real shit.
You know what's crazy? It makes sense, man. Obviously, you know. Yeah, I asked you how life what was good, and you was like, how you been? You were like, good. You know, no particular reason. It was just good. You know, so I get it. Hey, I'm with what he said. You know, definitely. Yeah. You know what's crazy?
My God.
You know why the awkward silence was because I thought about using that shit.
I know.
I read it.
I
You saw
know.
me reading it.
It caught my attention the second I walked in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's dope. I'm
Yeah.
use that.
Note to self Monday.
That was better than what I had anyway. So yeah.
Well, Fernando said, man.
Yeah. The woman said it again. And
Yeah.
then
Say it
it's
again.
right in my face.
Pause.
Move your head. Life does not have.
Pause.
Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful.
Yeah. We're enjoying ourselves. It's a great Monday. Great Monday, right? It's
No,
Monday, bro.
it's
Monday, bro.
You already said it. You already said what day it is in the beginning of the
did?
podcast. Yeah, that's why I said
Oh.
it. I'm like, wow.
So it's a great Friday.
Yeah,
We're drinking water.
We're recording early,
We're
so
very
it doesn't
hydrated
matter.
and excited
But-
to be talking. But that's it for today's show. Thank you for tuning in. That is the Cause and Effect podcast. I'm your host, Chico.
Peace.
You're not going to say it?
Nope.
Okay.
They know who I am.
That's my co-host, Fernando.
They know.
He's good.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Bye.
God I didn't die, yeah. Thank God I didn't die. Thank God I didn't die, yeah. This the way I live my life. This the way I live my life, yeah. Real niggas on the side. If you switch, you a lie, yeah. I don't really gotta lie, nah. Remember them days I was broke, walking around with no hope. Little bitch play me, left me a joke. Adrian Broner, boy, straight in the ropes. Feeling numb like if I just did coke, but I found love and that money for show. DMB is what I got for you hoes. No hookah for you niggas or smoke. Hottest nigga in my city, they know. Even my haters and foes. All you niggas talking shit that I live. All of y'all need to